Okay, so I finally saw Parasite. Now, I thought it was an interesting movie, but was it really the best of the year? Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all new Talkin Movies. As always, I'm your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about the Oscar winner for Best Picture of the Year, Parasite. Now, I'm going to do my best to dance around spoilers because it's really hard to talk about this movie without really talking about this movie, but I will try not to spoil a lot of the big things, but I do have to talk about somewhat the overall plot. um, what we have is there's a family that is struggling to get by. They live in the slums. They live, I believe it was called something that was called like a half basement, and they steal Wi-Fi, just by going around their house and seeing what signals they can get. They don't have enough money for food. The job that they do have is folding pizza boxes, and even the person that has them doing that is complaining about their work. And they end up getting an opportunity to step up their social status in a way. You see, because the son of the family is asked by his friend to take over his tutoring position, which is tutoring the daughter of this rich family. And the reason he wants his friend to do it is because he goes, look, I really like this girl, but I'm going off to college. When she goes off to college, I'm going to ask her out. If I had any of my other friends do it, they'd probably try to get with her. I trust you. Will you take over the job? I'll get you the job. So he does apply for the job, and with his friend's recommendation, he is able to land the job. And also, his friend tells him, look, the mom is a little simple. She's not real smart. So you'll probably be able to pull this off without, she'll think you're in college and you're being a tutor. So he gets the job and he's making some decent money already, but he sees an opportunity to get jobs for the rest of his family. And I won't go into how or what he does, but basically the whole family ends up getting hired, and out of nowhere, it's this movie is all of a sudden one big con. You don't see that coming, and I'll say that a lot probably in this review. You don't see things coming. You don't see the twists coming, or at least most of them. I saw what happens at the end of the movie coming, and I think that's why I knocked this movie down a little bit, because they foreshadow a little too much about something that happens in this movie. And again, I'm not going to tell you what it is because the twists and turns are kind of fun and or violent, so I don't want to spoil them. But what we have with this movie, it's almost a little bit of class warfare, because you have this family, and also the father, he has this like medal, and I don't know if he was like a medalist in the Olympics or something. You can't really see it that close, but he has like it's either a gold or a bronze medal. I didn't get a really close look at it, but he has a medal, and it's really important to him, with something that happens later in the movie. That's like one of the things he grabs. But in this movie, you have this family taking advantage of this not so smart mom, the businessman father that's not there very much, the daughter that is, she ends up liking the son of the quote unquote parasite family, and then you have the young son who takes a liking to the parasite family's daughter because she becomes one of his teachers. So they're able to manipulate this family, but when the family goes out of town, something weird really happens, and that's where the movie just starts getting weird and twisted even more. And that's kind of what this movie does: is something will happen, you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. And then something weird will happen, you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. But they start foreshadowing some of the class warfare stuff. One of the things, and I will say this, it's not a big spoiler, But the the father of the rich family comments to his wife that the father of the parasite family has this smell, and the smell becomes a thing because it seems like everyone has it in the family because they live in this half basement. It's and they almost call it like a poverty smell, and this ends up you see the comments take its toll on the father of the parasite family, and I had a feeling he was going to do something, and he does it. Again, the movie just gets real weird and violent, and just it's hard to explain without talking about it. It's one of those movies. I'll just say this: it's weird enough I'd recommend it. It's just got all this weird stuff going on that it's interesting to watch. I was interested the entire time. The ending, though, I'm not going to tell you the ending, but the ending I was just kind of like, eh. Because in a way, not exactly, but in a way, it reminded me of not the good Old Boy movie, but the Spike Lee Old Boy movie ending. And it wasn't, now granted, this one was better. This ending was better, trust me, it is. But it reminded me of it, and that is not a good thing because I hated the end to the Spike Lee Old Boy. I mean, the Spike Lee Old Boy did lots wrong. The ending was definitely one of the worst things it did. And the ending to this kind of, in a way, reminded me of that. So yeah, the movie as a whole, look, it's interesting. It's got some decent twists and turns, mostly unpredictable. Once you start seeing the foreshadowing, though, of some things, you kind of know where it's going to go. And that's what really started to take a little downhill, the ending and the last, I don't know, third, because I had at least a bit of an idea what was going to happen, and I was hoping that it was going to stay unpredictable. Like, you know, you get hit with 2 or 3 big unpredictable things in this movie, and then the last part is I kind of predicted, and I wasn't too happy about that. And especially what happens to one of the characters, I'm like, yeah, that's where that character is. I knew it. And it wasn't a big surprise. Again, that kind of played into the Old Boy, the Spike Lee Old Boy ending feel to it, and I didn't like it. So this movie, although I thought it was a really good movie, and I do highly recommend it if you get a chance to see it, I didn't feel like it stuck the landing. I thought the performances were really good. I thought just the way it looked was really good. At times, this movie feels very poetic, and I like that. I liked a lot about this movie, but would I call this the best movie of 2019? No. I would recommend, and granted, I named what I thought the best movie was The Peanut Butter Falcon, which didn't get any love from the Academy. 1917 I thought was a better movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood I thought was a better movie, even though I didn't feel that one totally stuck the landing, even though I thought I had a better ending. So yeah, I thought this was a really good movie, and I do highly recommend it, but best of the year, I can't call it that. But if you think it is, I can totally see why. I just think that what I was able to predict kind of took me out of it just a little bit. Still a really good movie, though. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel. Like this video. If you have anything to say about Parasite, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. See you later.